What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with some Raid Shadow Legends, and it is Friday. We're jumping back on our free-to-play Friday series. Apologize for missing last week. Just had kind of a rough week. Friday was a very long day at work. Quite honestly, was a little burned out on Raid last week, so the evening kind of just dragged on, and I just didn't feel like getting on and playing and making the episodes, so we just kind of took a break last week and skipped free-to-play Friday. So we're back this week, and man, what a week it has been for Raid Shadow Legends. Not in a good way. We did have the Fusion launch yesterday, the new Fusions for Cybele, but we've also had a lot of stuff going on with the clan drama, with the new login reward change that is coming in, and just it's not been a good week for Plarium, and then they kind of doubled down today with their response to all the community outcry. So just once again showing that they're very much tone deaf when it comes to the way their community actually would like to play this game. Let's go ahead and get in here and get our daily quest here done for summoning a couple of champions. And we can take a look here. The Fusion, like I said, it is live. We do have 2 weeks in 1 day, 22 hours. Not going to be going after this Fusion on the free-to-play account. We talk about this a lot, where with these Fusions, usually we aren't going to go for them because it's just going to be too resource intensive. We're not going to have enough time. And even though you only do have to get 4 rares this time and fuse them all, it's still not something we're really going to pursue. And quite honestly, I don't really know if I'm going to go after too many of these epics. I may try to get 1 or 2 of them like we usually do. We already did get one of the rares from the Arena Challenge. We've been farming Arena quite a bit this week and last week, trying to get our Great Hall in a little bit better shape. So I'm not really going to go over the champions. They're really, I got to be honest, I looked over the kits, and there's really not much here that I think would even help this account out. The only one I was somewhat interested in was this Magnar guy, because at first I thought he did HP burn with all the HP burn stuff he's got in his kit, but unfortunately it does not appear that he actually applies it himself. So I was really hoping that he did, because he would have been really good for our spider team, since we've hit a huge wall with Spider's dungeon. But he still looks kind of cool, and he might play nicely with Drexlar Blood Twin maybe later on, so maybe we'll go for him. It's kind of weird they have 2 Spirit Champions in here and not a Force. Usually they have 1 of each affinity. And quite honestly, the Void guy, we normally would try to get the Void Epic, because these are usually pretty hard to get in general. He's an HP champion, but he's got a very odd kit, and each hit heals him for 30% of the damage. Can't be critical. Inflicts pure damage when not attacking bosses. Decreases the target's HP to 50%. Inflicts damage based on this champion's max HP instead, and places a stun if the target is already less than 50%. So really interesting kit on this guy. It's not something, again, I think is really going to help out my account on the free-to-play at least. And I don't know if maybe some of these champion kits are going to be well suited for the new Doom Tower rotation that's coming, but there's just really not much here that really appears it would help our account out. So for now, we're really not going to be too much focused on the Fusion. If we get some of the rares and we can fuse a couple of these epics, great, but it's not really something we're going to be too heavily focused on. You can see the Great Hall is coming along pretty good. We got our 10 out of 10 finished, of course, for the Arbiter missions. We've got 465 medals. Currently, you can see here, I've been farming a ton of Arena. And we've got a couple of nodes built up to 4 and 5. We've got enough here where we could bring up 2 more to level 4. And I'm going to hold those until Clan versus Clan next week, so we can get some points out of that. And we should at least over the weekend be able to accumulate some more medals there, so we can get some more points in Clan vs. Clan, which I'm assuming will be next week. It's usually every other week, so I'm guessing probably going to come next week, and we'll have to deal with that. But gotta be honest, like, I'm kind of getting frustrated on this account. It's just kind of, we're getting to the point where we just feel like we hit a brick wall. I'll explain that here in a little bit more, but let's go ahead and claim all of our dailies that we've been doing so far. We even did a couple of the advanced, so we can just get all this energy. And I think we even have, we already did our energy refill. Okay, cool. Let's see, I think we need to do a perception piece in the Forge for an advanced quest. Unlock mastery, craft 1 perception at the Forge. That's cool, easy enough. We've got actually a lot of, we've been farming some faction wars too, so we do have quite a few pieces of gear we could craft here. We're holding off again, you know, till clan versus clan, so we can kind of help out and help our clan out that way. It was 6-star. Ooh, we got speed and 8. Okay, cool. We will definitely keep that piece and probably roll that piece. So that's decent. Got that one finished there. And we're close to a legendary book, which is kind of cool because unfortunately we are right at the end of our daily login calendar. So we get our Sacred Shard tomorrow. And that will be it for our 5-star chicken and our Sacred Shard and our login calendar, which kind of sucks, especially on this account, because that was a really good supply of getting that extra chicken every month really kind of helped. And getting an extra Sacred at the end of the month was nice too, but unfortunately that's going away. We're going to have the Cleoptrix fragments there and get a new legendary we won't have books for after 4 months. So I guess that time is not too bad when you think about how long it's going to take to get the clan level up to level 20 or whatever, but I digress. Let's see, fragment summons, we are at 73 out of 100 for Drexler. I've been trying to make a point to buy these every single day now so that we can actually get him, because I think we're going to have to just wait to get him before we can progress Spider any further, because I'm stuck on Spider 15. It's the Force Spider. It's the Arbiter mission we're currently on, defeat stage 15 10 times. I've tried every single combination of champion that I have, and I simply cannot get it past like half health before she heals up. If I try turn meter control, I don't have enough damage. If I try damage, then I don't have enough turn meter control, and I just get eaten alive by the baby spiders. My HP burner is Ultimate Galek, and he's magic affinity, so he gets demolished in 1 or 2 turns. There's no point to even try that strategy on the Force Spider. My Spirit champions are all pretty good, but unfortunately most of them are support role, and none of them really do any damage. So it's been like slamming my head against a brick wall over and over, and it's getting very discouraging at this point, because once we get through this, we could make a pretty solid straight run through a lot of the stuff that's here. At least until we get to, all of it. We've got these 2 done already. So until we get to stage 17 Fire Knight, you see there, we could knock out a bunch of these missions if we could just get through this stupid spider. It's just at the point, it's just getting so aggravating. And that's the other thing too, like if we look at the fusion, we're still looking at Rosin Scarhide here, and we're still waiting on Wanderer. Once this login calendar ticks over to next month, it will now be 6 months that we've been trying to get this single champion or this epic Aranus to be able to fuse Rosin. And it's just, as they keep adding more of these champions into the game, it just gets harder and harder to actually pull the stuff that you need. And maybe that's why they moved Rosin, the fusion mission, into like the fusion now to get Ramontu Drake's Blood, but they don't expect you to get him till late now. But it used to be you could get Rosin within a couple months, and he was a great champion for your account. We could really use him. He'd be very helpful against a lot of content we're actually trying to clear right now. So it's unfortunate that that we're not able to do that now. And we've been waiting, literally 1 champion for 6 months now. We've needed to go ahead and get him, but it's just, I don't know. That's why it's starting to get really tough to be excited to play Raid anymore, quite honestly. We actually did get a Void Shard from the clan boss this morning. One of the few shards we've gotten from Nightmare, and we actually did get Sawai Firstborn, who I can't really complain too much about. She's a very solid Void champion. Not quite sure what we're going to do with her. I'm half thinking about replacing Aina and Clan Boss with her, because they kind of fill the same role, but she's Void Affinity, so we wouldn't have to worry about the affinity change. And that's one thing to consider. But I think what we're going to wind up doing is, once we get Jareg, we actually are trying to finish his masteries. I think we're going to actually put him possibly back into a lifesteal set, because the leech from Grush is just not doing the job in terms of long term. It's helping a little bit, but we still need those lifesteal sets. And although I'd like to have him in poison to give Frozen Banshee a little bit of help, I think we're going to move him back to lifesteal. And basically what we're going to do is run a double ally protection with him and Skull Crusher, and then see what, we'll probably keep Aox in there and continue to run Grush and then Frozen Banshee as our DPS, and see what we can get out of that, because that's kind of where we are right now. Still using the same team pretty much. We'll go run Clan Boss here in a minute and kind of see how they're doing. So I think we have to do a gear piece, and then we do have to level up a champion a few times, and Kat is going to come visit us because she can't stand the fact that she's not the center of attention. What? Okay. We're playing Raid right now, right? Alright, let's go ahead and level Sly up here. If we can have any... Do we don't have any potions. Oh, that's not good. I may not be able to actually get her. We got her one. I'll just feed some of these 2 stars. I don't care. Just to get this mission finished. All right. And let's see here. We got a really nice perception piece. I think I'll go ahead and try to roll it up. When we did our daily. If we could find it here. Let's see. I think it was, there we go. There's our helmet. Just go ahead and do 4 since we are kind of low on silver. I was rolling up some gear earlier. While I was trying to get through Spider 15 again, I was trying to roll up some gear. Of course, it hits the flat attack. Why not? I mean, that's pretty typical for how this week's been going. But we have made some improvements to the roster. We actually did bring Versolf the Grim up to level 60. I've been seeing a lot of people getting really good use out of him. He's got Ally Protect, he's got Leech, he's got a whole bunch of good stuff on his kit. Thought he would help for Spider. He hasn't so far, and I'm probably going to have to re-gear him because I did actually stick him into a Frost set because I was thinking he could get the Frost on the baby spiders when they attack. Unfortunately, it's a 20% chance, and it doesn't seem to ever hit. So his accuracy is not good. His speed is pretty good. His defense and HP are okay, but I think I'm going to just re-gear him to like a lifesteal set maybe and try to get his crit rate up to like 100% if I can and his accuracy higher. So we need some lifesteal gear. We need to farm the dragon, but then we also need some stun gear. So we need to farm Fire Knights. There's just so much we have to do right now, and it's just tough to really focus on one thing. Rector Drath and Reliquary Tender, we both have 6-star, and also Marquis. We're actually working on a new arena team with her because I want to be able to move some of my arena champions into other areas. But she's a defense champion, and so what we're working on is a team that's going to still use Prince Kaimar basically in the lead, and then we are going to use, we're going to use Sakara, and then we're also going to have Doomscreech. So we've got a couple of champions we have to work on, but the basic idea is Marquis, kind of interestingly enough, a lot of people don't know this about her. She has a very hard-hitting A2. It's an attack all enemies with a chance to place a 50% weaken debuff for 2 turns. Now, if the weaken debuff is already up, then she hits really, really hard with this. This nukes very, very hard. So the whole idea here is that we're actually going to use Sakara, who, even though she needs 1 billion books, we're not going to really put any on her, is she has this Enfeebling Tips, which attacks all enemies with a 60% chance to place the 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns. And this is pretty reliable from at least the testing I've done so far. So the plan is she's actually going to land that weekend, and then Marquis is going to go after her. But then also we're going to have Doomscreech, who's got this really awesome A2, which basically fills everybody's turn meter. So he's basically a turn meter booster, and then puts a 60% increased defense buff on everybody. So that's going to make Marquis hit even harder because she is based on defense for her damage. So let's go. It's just something, I don't know. I got bored. I was like, what can we try? It's kind of useful. And, we probably should have invested in somebody else to try to get through Spider, but, that's the problem we're having right now. We have Armiger, and everybody talks about how great Armiger is, but the problem is he can't do it by himself. He can control Spider's turn meter, but he's not putting out enough damage to bring her down, and that's really our issue for 15 is because it's force. So normally with Spirit, we'd be in good shape there, but Tomb Lord needs books. He doesn't have any books. So he can't really do much there. We got Mother Superior, but she's going to mainly just be providing healing, a little bit of shield. Stag Knight's just debuffing, kind of the same with Grush can do some damage, but we don't have enough damage to bring the Spider down before we get killed. So that's kind of the issue. And I'm really not sure what to do at this point because we're just smacking our head against the wall over and over and over again. So it's very frustrating right now on the free-to-play account at least. Okay, so we're a couple days away. We're going to be getting our Void and our Sacred at the end of the month there, at least on the monthly quests. And then, like I said, we're getting very close. We actually might even be able to get this legendary book tonight. Let me see here what we have left to do. But let's go ahead and we'll go do some clan boss. I think we have 2 full keys ready to go. Nightmare's already done, which is pretty cool. We'll be able to get hopefully the top chest. We're at 15. We did a 15 million key earlier, so that's a good sign. I think against the Magic. So we're going to just use our typical team that we have in there. I half wonder if Versolf would be any good on the clan boss, but you know what? We're just going to roll with this and see what happens. Still pretty much running the same team. We haven't really made any adjustments. We can usually 3-key with this team here, and then run a key on Brutal. And unfortunately, like I've said in the past couple episodes, we're just not really getting the drops from the Nightmare chest that I thought we would. You know, the gear is usually pretty useless. We're not getting any shards. This morning was the first time I'd got a Void Shard, and we've been hitting Nightmare, I think, for about a month now, and just very lackluster rewards so far. So I think you got to hit that sweet spot in Ultra Nightmare before you start really seeing a huge changeover. But yeah, Grush is going to eat the stun here pretty much every time since he is the off affinity. But this team is pretty good. I mean, they do a good job. It's just mainly gear is an issue. You know, there's so many champions right now that I need gear for. And it's just, I think maybe what I'm going to have to do is just spend an entire week doing nothing but farming Fire Knight and Dragon. You know, at least we could farm Dragon. We got our Dragon 20 time down to like around 2.5 minutes, I think. So at least that's not bad to farm now. I could actually just put the auto battles on it and just go away and do something else for a little while during the week. So that's kind of nice. And then actually the only good thing about the new clan system is that we did get 10 extra auto battles. So now we have 40 every day instead of 30. So that's pretty cool. And you know, it's one of the things I kind of tend to say with these clan changes they made. It's like overall they're not good. Clan versus clan overall is not a great event, and then the new clan changes overall are absolutely terrible. But there is some benefit there for if you're running a free-to-play account, if you're running a low-spend account. You know, clan versus clan, just getting the milestone rewards on our free-to-play is usually pretty good every 2 weeks. It used to be our source of getting a lot of ancient shards, but of course they stealth nerfed that and didn't tell anybody. So that's kind of unfortunate, but we can still get some energy and some chickens and some other things there, which is pretty good. And now we got 10 extra auto battles a day, which if we have the energy, does come in handy because, you know, it can get kind of tedious just sitting there trying to run all those battles all the time. So that's at least nice, but overall the clan changes have been pretty poor. It's, you know, I left a comment on, I think it was Deadwood Jedi's video, and I basically said, you know, the problem is that Plarium just doesn't seem to understand that a clan is supposed to be a social experience. It's not something where people are supposed to fight each other over who's going to get what quest or who's going to, you know, before with the clan boss when you couldn't hit the clan boss after it was dead. It's like, well, who's going to be first to get a chest in, and then who's going to get screwed and not be able to get a chest that day. And that's kind of the same thing with this new quest system, especially when you launch it with 20 quests and you have 30 clan people. You know, it's like they're just asking for trouble, and it's been causing a lot of drama. We've been seeing a lot of that, and actually we did have a content creator leave the program over these changes. I'm sure you guys know Saffron Man, who's a very pretty big guy in the community. He does a lot for the community. He runs 7 clans by himself, and then he also sets up a lot of community stuff. He's got a really fun podcast on Twitch that's pretty good, but he's been asking them to, you know, really fix clan stuff for a while. A lot of us have. We've been saying, you know, hey, clans is a big part of this game that's really neglected, and it would be cool to see more of an emphasis where it's not the individual stuff, where it's actually we get to do stuff together as a clan, which was what this was a perfect opportunity here, where you could have had these quests where everyone's contributing to the quest. You wouldn't have to assign them or have somebody pick the quest. It could just be, here's all this stuff to do. Everybody that plays is going to contribute to it, and then all the clan gold will go into this clan pool that you'll get rewards from, which is basically how clan stuff works in other games. Marvel Strike Force, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the two I'm most familiar with. And like, I know in Star Wars it's like, regardless of what level you were in the guild, you contributed to whatever activity we were doing, and then everybody got rewarded for it. It was like, you know, that's how it helped the lower players move up, and it still provided some nice rewards for the upper level players. So unfortunately we don't have that with Raid, and every time they do something for clans, it's basically like individual, you know, what is the individual going to get from this, not what is the clan, how is the clan going to benefit overall. And I think, you know, he finally just got frustrated and was like, look, you know, you guys never listen to us. You guys get all the best feedback that we can give you, and you still go forward with decisions we tell you are stupid, and then you wonder why the community rages. And that was kind of what the message was this week, and in content creator chat was like, look, we've told you guys over and over and over again, you know, this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. You should maybe do something a little differently. Maybe do something more clan oriented and not so individually oriented. And it just goes in one ear and out the other. and then they release it, and then everybody's upset, and they kind of wonder why, and then they release their little announcement today, which basically showed they were tone deaf to pretty much all the outrage in the community. So, all right, 14.3 mil, not bad. I think if we get one more key in like that, we should be, I think that's going to put us at 29, so we should be pretty good for getting a 3 key today. And we see Frozen Banshee again. She does most of the work here. That's why I'm thinking we get that other Ally Protect champion in here. This is going to allow her to survive longer and do a lot more damage there. But we'll throw one more key in here. But yeah, basically, you know, and Saffron leaving the program was kind of a big blow, at least the way I look at it, because he's a guy that's really respected in the community, and the content creator chat's been pretty dead since he left. You know, I think a lot of people, we took that absence pretty hard. It's kind of like, man, you know, it's just not a good time for this game right now. That's kind of why I'm happy I did find that other game I was showing on the channel, Rage of Destiny, which has actually been a very kind of relaxed and fun experience so far. Great new player experience on that game. I'll probably make a couple more videos on it. I'm trying not to spam videos on that game because I want it to stay fun. I don't want it to become like work. Trying to figure out what kind of content to make for it, but it's just been very enjoyable. They've got a lot of cool quality of life features that I think they've looked at other games and seen what people complain about, and then they kind of just said, hey, let's put this feature in, and maybe people enjoy it. And there's no pop-up ads unless, like, you get a pop-up ad when you hit like a certain level milestone. But overall, you don't log in and have to click off of 10 or 15 pop-ups just to start playing the game. They're not throwing it in your face every 5 seconds. So it's been really nice to play something that's just kind of enjoyable, and you don't have to play it for 5 or 6 hours a day to get everything done. But it's been a nice little escape this week when everything else has been going absolutely haywire with Raid. So you know, that's been one good thing at least this week. But we'll keep on trucking as long as we can with Raid. I mean, it's like on my main account, I did get Lydia finally this last week, and it's kind of like, okay, nothing else really to do. So, you know, I was kind of so disillusioned with the game this week. I kind of don't even want to do the fusion on my main account because I just really don't care. Quite honestly, it's not something that's really enticing to me at all. Probably gonna pull Lydia next week during Clan vs Clan to get the points for her, and then build her up, and you know, maybe start working on Doom Tower hard. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of motivation to do that either. But it's just a tough time right now to be in this community for this game, because it's been made very clear that, you know, this past week that Plarium just does not care about the average player. And you know, I mentioned it in my little video where I did go on a little bit of a rant. I just said, look, the problem is they're making so much money, they don't care. If people are upset, they could care less, because, you know, one of the other problems too is you get all these people that are angry about the game, and some of the content creators do this too, which kind of drives me nuts, but they'll just complain constantly about everything. This is bad, this is terrible, this is awful, and then they still go and spend a bunch of money on the game. And it's like, well, I'm never going to tell you what to spend your money on. I don't like doing that, but at the same time, the only thing these companies understand is a financial impact to the game. They could care less about any type of feedback they're getting that's negative. I used to work in corporate management, and believe me, I know. You get all these little feedback, you know, from the reviews or feedback from people, and the upper level managers are just like, yeah, whatever. You know, we made record profits this quarter. Who cares? Who cares if people are mad? Who cares if this guy thinks he got screwed? Who cares if, you know, these customers aren't happy? We made record profits. You know, or we had a 5% increase in this or something. You know, that's all they care about. They don't care about people complaining. They care about how much profit are they making. So when you sit there and talk about how bad the game is and what needs to be fixed in the game, but then you go out there and do like, oh, I'm going to buy, you know, $200 worth of void shards this weekend and pull 100 shards on my YouTube video, it's basically like completely contradicting yourself, you know. And I get it, you know, viewers enjoy that stuff and you still want to have fun with the game, but it's the financial impact is all they will ever understand as a company, especially Plarium, since they are owned by a casino company. Money is number one to them. Money and their shareholders. That's all they care about. And, you know, it's just unfortunate. But just a rough week. It's a rough week, rough time in general for gaming, you know, especially for me, because a lot of the games, obviously all the stuff that's going on with Blizzard, I actually quit playing Overwatch last week. You know, it's fun, interesting how most of Blizzard's communities are super toxic, and now we're kind of seeing that toxic culture sort of just bleeds its way down into the communities the game and the company runs, and it's just, I don't know, it just was starting to be too much with that game, and it just seems like there's really, all the developers out there are having problems, just nothing exciting on the horizon. I've actually been playing a little bit of Destiny 2 this past week. I went back into it. I took a 9-month break basically from that game and went back in. There's a lot of content to catch up on, so I've actually been enjoying that quite a bit, getting back there. All right, cool. 15.2, pretty good key there, and that is going to give us easily the 3 key. We don't get another key for 5 hours, but we'll still be able to get a key in on Brutal, I believe. Let's see, where are we at? Nightmare. Okay, so we did 45 million exactly. That's pretty funny. So that will clear the top chest there by quite a bit. Cool. So 2 pretty good clan boss keys, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll actually get a decent chest. I'm not expecting anything, but you never know. Let's see. We're gonna get another energy refill. So I still have all my auto battles. I'm not gonna make you guys watch those, of course. So I think tonight we will actually probably do some Fire Night, because there is a Fire Night tournament going on, even though I'm not really going for the fusion on this account. We should probably at least try to take advantage of that, so to get some extra resources. But let's go in here. We've got to actually run. Let's take Versolf out. We were farming to try to get his. See, who do I have that I have not done yet? I think Reliquary needs. We'll just run a couple of Minotaur runs real quick so we can get that advanced quest done to get a mastery done on one of our characters. This may take a minute though, since we usually have some damage in there instead of a support champion. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we're going to just farm all weekend, try to get some gear, and then it's going to be back to the drawing board with Spider 15, because that's our current holdup right now. You know, I'm almost thinking of trying to get Sylar and then Battle Sage maybe into stun sets to see if I can just stun the baby spiders and keep them from even taking turns. But it's just so difficult, because then if you put two champions like that in the roster, then you don't have any damage to take out the big spider. And that's the other thing too, like I'll get her down to half health and there'll be like 2 spiderlings left and she blows them up and just heals like almost back to full. So it's like, you know, and at that point then all the little spiders start killing you, and I don't know, it's just a mess. If only I could get a cold heart on this account, if only. Or maybe I just build like another Armiger, I don't know. Maybe we have to get a second Armiger and build him. I really don't know what else to do at this point. And really my main concern is right now we're in Gold 4, and we're actually able to farm Gold 4 very effectively right now. The arena is in just such a weird state. But those missions are not retroactive for being in Gold 4, so I'm really concerned that they're going to change the arena back to how it was before I'm able to get through the spider mission, at which point then we might, you know, because there was a period of time where we were in gold already on this account, and then they made the arena changes where all the super powerful accounts started showing up, and it's like we fell all the way down into silver, and then we could just never get out of silver, out of bronze. It's just like such a struggle. Even though we had a decent team, you were seeing all these huge like 160k plus power teams down in silver and bronze, and I would expect that almost will happen again at some point. Alright, cool. So there we go. We got enough scrolls on her. That should give us the first 2 at least. So let's go in here. We're going to take... I actually want her healing stuff, so I'm going to go with the HP. She does have attack down, so if you're going to run her maybe in Clan Boss, you would try to go for the accuracy, but in this case we want her to be putting out the healing, so we're going to go with that. So that's going to let us complete another quest there. So we're only 4 away from getting another book. There's some Faction Wars. Let's see what's going on in Faction Wars tonight. Okay, we got Orcs, we got Sacred Order. That's pretty good. We're making some good movement on Barbarians, and Dark Elves are pretty much our 2 best right now. So we're actually doing pretty good there. Night Revenant as well, now that we have Versolf and Rector Drath built up a little bit. Doing pretty good in those. Don't really feel like doing that right now. Let's see about Doom Tower. Okay, we did go up through Magma Dragon. We can do a couple floors in Doom Tower, see how we're doing. So this, I'm just basically my main floor clear team is got Mother Superior, Stag Knight, Syl, Champ Fort, and Kale. They're doing pretty good. You know, we're getting right about the floor 50 or 60 depending on what bosses are in the rotation. I don't really focus much on Doom Tower on this account just because it's not something I enjoy doing. And, you know, we'll play the first 40 or 50 floors normally to try to get some of those extra resources, try to get the energy. If we can get up to the Void Shard, depending on the bosses, we'll usually try to go for that since, you know, we really do need a lot of Void champions on this account. But, you know, it just depends on what's in the rotation. You know, we're at the point where we can actually beat Scarab King pretty consistently now with, especially with Champ Fort. He can pretty much solo the Scarab King on this lower normal tower, which is pretty nice. We'll just try to go through here and get a couple of these done. We're already at 30 minutes. I don't want to run too much longer on the episode because once it starts getting over 30 minutes, it just becomes a little bit of a chore. And I know people don't like to watch longer videos to begin with, but just want to try to advance a little bit this evening, see if we can move up. Get a couple of these Doom Tower floors knocked out. It's just another thing you have to spend time on in the game. Alright, cool. We got some chickens. That's pretty nice. Let's see what else is on the road here. We do get some energy. That'll be cool. And we get some gems. Got a chicken on this boss. I'm not sure which boss it is tonight. I'm trying to remember where that Void Shard. The Void Shard isn't until floor. Oh wait, they moved it up to 70. Okay, that's right. I forgot about that. Alright, cool. Well, we can finish that up later on. But yeah, that's kind of where we stand right now. And then 3v3 arena, like I said, I just come in here. I'm trying to get these Drexar fragments. I think if we can get him, even at level 50, with the HP burns that he puts out, should help us out on Spider. Since we don't have a reliable HP burn. We have Ultimate Galek, but he needs that attack up to be out there, and he's Magic Affinity, so he's basically pretty useless. When we talk about Spider, as you see here, we're stuck on Force, and then it's going to be Spirit. So it's like if we could just get through this, I think we'll be okay until we get down here, because we do have some champs that could work against these other ones, but it's just so frustrating. So right now we're 12, which is unfortunate because we can't get the 6-star drops from that, so we've got to figure something out. I don't know. We've got to figure out a way to get through 15. We just have to. It's holding us up too much on this Arbiter stuff, and we've got so much else. Like Great Hall 9's done, Great Hall 10 is done. And like I said, once we get through that, we can pretty much blow through all. That's why I'm saying if we can stay in Gold 4, we can blow through all these and basically get to 39 million on Nightmares. Easy, we got that. We got 17 Ice Golem beat. We got 17 Dragon already beat. 17 Fire Knight I think we can do pretty easily. And then we'll probably be stuck here at 17 Spider. But really, it's just the arena stuff that I want to get done. Once that's done, we don't have... You can see here, we really don't have much further to go. It's just basically... If we get through this Spider 15 mission... We could essentially come all the way here to the home stretch to where we have to start doing the level 20 dungeons. So that's kind of why I want to get that taken care of. But it's proving to be a pretty tough conquest right now. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Free to Play Friday. As always, if you have any questions about anything you saw in the video, feel free to let me down below, and I'll do my best to get you an answer as soon as I can. As always, hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you again next time.